Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mace Morales and I'm an expat living and working in the country of Maldives. So I'm back again and this has been an long overdue promise to make a vlog between working in the resort and working in Male. Actually, I went a wall because I was so occupied with what's going on in my life. And I also want to apologize because there's a lot of comments that I actually did not respond. Anyway, forgive me for my voice. I'm actually having some colds. and yeah, right now I am on an Independence Day holiday. So I'm making this vlog for you to finally give you the answer, the clear answer between the difference of working in the resort and Male because I'm back. I'm back in Male. Yes, you heard it right. So you maybe see me on the road. So you can just say hi. So I actually make a list right here of the differences between working in the resort as I experience and working in Male. So one thing is food preparation. You know, when I was in the resort, I just go to the staff cafeteria and I can eat. I just have to follow special timings for breakfast, tea time, lunch, tea time, dinner, tea time. Yes, that's how frequent we are being fed. And I also am working in F&B department, so I have access to foods. But here in Male, I was only given a food allowance and I have to budget that food allowance for my 1 month food. So I have to cook, I have to buy, there's a lot of preparations. Although the difference is in the resort, I cannot choose the food that I intake. I will just be content with whatever is in the staff cafeteria. But in here, at least I can have my own choices. And also, if I don't feel like cooking, I can go to the restaurant. I can eat anywhere. There's much more options. Number two, laundry. In the staff, in the resort, you have staff laundry where you just put down your uniform and pick it up the next day, and then you have your uniform. You just wash your personal things, and the laundry also is provided, and you just have to buy your own soap. Okay, but here I don't have a uniform, so I have to always wash every week on my own, and I always have to think what I have to wear, and sometimes also you had this urge to buy, no, because you keep wearing the same thing. Number three, there's a very, very thin line of separation between work and life in the resort. Because, of course, you live and work in one island. So, your accommodation will be in that island. You just wear your uniform, stop canteen, and then go back to the guest area where you work. But here in Male, you can have your own life. You can have your things after work, play badminton, or go on a trip on a weekend. It's very easy. Number four. Number four actually is that in the resort, there's not much expenses. There's very limited things to spend on also because, as I've said, only toiletries. Other things, food are provided, accommodation is provided, electricity is provided, hot water is provided. So, what else would you spend on? Only maybe the tuck shop. And if you have vices like cigarettes and you drink, there's also a staff bar, so you can drink. Cigarettes are expensive, and some snacks. That's the expenses. In Male, every movement you have to spend. And also, I told you that you can walk anywhere in Male, but if you want to go to Hulumale, to airport, to anywhere, or you just don't feel like walking, you have to pay for the taxi or buses. And also, when friends ask you to go out, eat out, you have to spend for it. You also feel like drinking, and alcohol is pretty much expensive. number 5, number 6. I lost count. And also, I have to tell you that in Male, you have to pay your bills, okay? Electricity bills, internet bills, Wi-Fi. In the resort, it's also provided. Although it's not quite as fast as having your own internet, but you can go along with that if you don't want to spend. Also, there is the salary. The resort have, I think, bigger salary because you have your basic, you have your service charge, and you have your tips. In Male, unless you have a high position and you can actually negotiate with your employer, that's the only time you can have a bigger salary, but you only have your basic salary. In the resort, the biggest disadvantage I think is that you work long hours. Sometimes also you cannot plan your day offs, especially during the high season. And on average, you work 12 hours or more, depending on the occupancy of the resort. But in here in Male, at least it's fixed. You have weekly off, 1 day, or depending on your company, could be 2 days. And all the public holidays, if you're working in an office, will be given to you. If you're not working, it will be compensated. But in the resort, you can actually accumulate your day offs also, like up to 8 days. I think on average, most of the resort is accumulating 8 days, and then you can use that to go out of the island. And yeah, for sick leave also, I told you in the previous blog that in the Maldives, they're very generous. So you have lots of sick leave, but then sometimes in the resort, no, even you're sick, you have to work. I don't know. That's sad, but that's the harsh reality. I am still thinking, what else? Actually, this is just a very, very impromptu. It's just that I was watching my old blogs and I realized that I haven't really published this, and it's been 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months. If there's anything I missed about working in the resort right now that I'm back in Male, it's it's that I worry less. Because imagine I just have to go to work and everything else is provided. But then if also you're a kind of person who have a hard time making your own life, resort life is quite challenging. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of gossips. People are bored, so they all, they just entertain themselves with these small things. That's why I will go back to that statement that there's a very thin line between work and your life. And even sometimes you go to the staff bar, you want to enjoy yourself. The next, of course, you still have to behave, no? You're still in your workplace. Unlike in Male, you work, you go out of work, you do something for fun, and you don't care. Whoever see you, you can be yourself. You can be totally yourself. And there's a lot of approval before you can even go out of the island, because you have to do the transportation. It's either you have to have a staff ferry. It's lucky if you have staff ferry, so it's easier to go out and visit Male. But some islands, you have to have a seaplane. You have to ride a seaplane, and the schedule you also have to spend for it. And sometimes you'll be shocked when you come to Male. Also, the way you do errands. Sometimes you need some emergency things. It's so hard and difficult to get things to your island because not everything is available in the tuck shop. It's just some basic thing: noodles, chips, biscuits, toiletries, perfume. Those are the things. But, don't expect too much. What else? Your colleagues is your friends. You cannot have a separate friends because you're just working and living in the same island. Although like in Mali, at least when you go out of work, you don't see your workmates and you have different friends. Yes, that's it for now. This is just a very quick talk. I hope this helps when you are deciding between resort or Male. But I tell you, salary wise, resort is actually really good. Bye. See you again.